Hello everybody and welcome to what is basically my final E3 video for this channel. All the press conferences have come and gone. We've seen plenty of games we've seen before and plenty of games we've never seen before, and I'm really excited. For this final video, I'm going to be talking about 5 games that I'm really excited for and got some really good trailers at E3, and I just really want to talk about it. These are in no particular order except for the fact that my favorite one is going to be shown last. Without further ado, my 5 favorite games from E3. The first game I want to talk about is Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. What this is a port of the newest entry in the Dissidia series that was in arcades. The previous 2 were on the PSP, and we have had a long absence from this series, and it has a major graphical overhaul. Dissidia has been a really fun series of fighting games in a 3D arena, similar to some Dragon Ball Z and Naruto games. They are a hell of a lot of fun, and it's great to just play as the various Final Fantasy heroes and villains. Ever since 2 years ago when this game was initially announced for arcades, I've been waiting for it. It's been made on PlayStation 4 technology, which makes porting this apparently very easy, so it was an eventuality, but the roster needed to be there, and it's finally announced, and it's coming out, I believe, the beginning of next year, so very, very excited for this. I love the Dissidia series, and this one is a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more exciting than the previous entry. This time we've got 3-on-3 battles, abandoning the old style of 1v1s, and this seems to be the E3 of 3v3 fighting games, and this one is excellent. It has all of my favorite characters from the previous entries, with the promise of new combatants such as Noctis, my hopefulness to them including Arden from Final Fantasy 15 as well, along with other characters like Y'shtola from Final Fantasy 14. The game looks absolutely stunning, has a bunch of great characters, the addition of really awesome summons, and I'm about this life. I have been waiting a long time for this game to come out, and soon it'll be in my hands. This was just the band-aid. They finally needed to rip it off and just reveal something that I've been looking forward to. So we can expect early next year for Dissidia NT, and I'm looking forward to it. Looks fantastic. The second game on our list is Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is probably the most exciting game I've seen in a while. This is a combination of Dragon Ball Z with the 3v3 team gameplay of Marvel vs. Capcom, put under the development of Arc System Works, the people behind Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and Persona 4 Arena, to give us what looks to be, it might even be my favorite fighting game of all time. It looks gorgeous. The action is amazing. It matches the show's animation and in its truest form. It looks great, the gameplay looks fantastic, and it looks like this is one of those dream games. This is one of those games that you see and you hear about. It's like, oh man, what if the anime fighting game masters came together and made a Dragon Ball Z game? And that's just, it's fan fiction. This game is fan fiction. This is a game that could put this developer on the map, get them more in the mainstream, and think of all the sequels and revisions they could make to this, and I'm gonna lap it up. I'm a casual when it comes to fighting games, but I really appreciate the esport aspect to it, and I really appreciate this game. It looks phenomenal, the gameplay that has been shown in other videos looks really good, and I'm gonna be following this one very, very, very closely. The next game I'd like to talk about is Ninokuni II, the next level 5 AAA JRPG. You may know them from such games as Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy, and Ninokuni was a fantastic game from what I've seen of it. It's a JRPG that kind of passed me by at the time on the PlayStation 3, but I don't feel like I'm gonna be missing the chance to play this one. It's coming out in November, and I am planning on probably doing a Let's Play of it, because it looks absolutely fantastic, and it looks to be a major upgrade, not only visually, but from a gameplay perspective. the game's action gameplay feels much more action-y and less of you being deep in menus, because Rogue Galaxy also had that issue, and Ninokuni, from what I've seen of it, seemed to have that issue of just going into the menus a lot in between your combat. And the colorful visuals of this game, everything looks so bright, the world map looks gorgeous. Everything about the game just feels like what you want from a pure JRPG. Like an amazing art style, interesting looking characters, combat, and it just looks like a jolly time, like good vibes. That's what I get from the trailer of Ninokuni II. It's coming out in November, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Not much else to say. It's coming out, and it looks good. Next game I'd like to talk about is SpiderMan, coming out for the PS4 exclusively. In case you couldn't tell from the branding they've forced on all the trailers coming out from it. You gotta let people know somehow. SpiderMan looks absolutely incredible. The gameplay looks great, and it showed quite a few things from its 8 or 9 minute gameplay demo. We got to see a couple of the villains in this Spider-Man incarnation. Got to see plenty of gameplay, web slinging, and it was basically a taste of what you can expect from the main quest of the game. As far as I can tell, this seems to be what I would only assume a large open world New York that gives you a bunch of different side missions along with main missions. And the main missions are the big linear set pieces that you would come to expect from this type of game. Going around, seeing some cutscenes, taking out some bad guys, and plenty of quick time events that help make the set pieces really explosive. And top-notch animations, everything from what you're seeing now for the puddles on the ground just looking so beautiful, the great reflections, everything looks right. On top of that, the overall UI and the HUD looks very, very nice. I like the blue, the blue techno look to it. The combat, I've seen some people compare to Batman, and I guess it is a little bit close to that in a way, because it's focused more on dealing beat-em-up combos. But then again, you know, I don't like to generalize too much. They also really nail the spider sense stuff with this game of being able to slow down time and do perfect Matrix-like dodges, which is really, really cool. Voice acting and acting in general is really on point in this demo as well, and even the swinging from building to building just feels right. And overall, I'm very excited for this game. A lot of people have gotten bent out of shape because there were too many QuickTime events when they're taking on, I believe his name is Lee, the villain that was shown off in this trailer. And to be honest, I don't really see how else they would be able to, you know, show this to people. It kind of reminds me of Azura's Wrath in a way with the QuickTime events, where they would constantly jump between different ones, where you're trying to stop that large like tower from falling on people. You gotta web it between the buildings, whether it's trying to web up the helicopter as it falls down. They do a lot of different things with the QuickTime events that give variety and transfer between both QuickTime event and real gameplay in a way that gave me, you know, reminded me of great moments like in Metal Gear Rising, for example, by Platinum, where you would be doing a QuickTime event, next thing you know, you're in a completely different area and you're doing this big action thing. I think it's when the large structure falls with Spider-Man through the building after a QuickTime event, and then you're suddenly just running through a collapsing building while rockets are being shot at you, that this is the kind of set piece I'm looking for. When you compare this to, say, Uncharted, this is the kind of game I go for. Uncharted, I feel like, gets a little bit more on the boring side and doesn't have enough fun, exciting moments of gameplay along with the set pieces. And just generally, I tend to prefer stuff in this style a little bit more. That's not to say Uncharted is bad. It's just, if I had to pick between like an Uncharted 5 that looked amazing just like this did, and this, I'm gonna pick this. Both because I know the gameplay is going to be a lot stronger. This is a bit more of a focus, but also just because of how interesting this is in all areas. Anyway, I just wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive into that game. Looks fantastic. 2018 can't come fast enough. It is now time to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. My most anticipated title of all time, and of course it's from my favorite series. And boy does this look amazing. The footage you're seeing is from their official press source, so the quality will be even better. So just looking at it, just looks absolutely beautiful. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the story of a game that was announced way too early. It's unfortunate, really. It was announced in 2013, and while the moment was extremely hyped for me, and it was a great time, it was announced too early. A year into development, they realized that the Luminous engine wasn't working out, and they had to switch to a completely different game engine, which lost them a year of progress, and now we're seeing the fruits of their labor in Unreal Engine 4. Cutscenes like this one with Hades on screen look absolutely fantastic. I can't even believe they are real, and this is something I'm going to see on my TV at some point, and of course with a blind Let's Play. However, I would like to talk about how this is the second trailer we've ever gotten that's good. And it's the first trailer we've gotten that's good in all areas, because for gameplay, showing off the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3, this is the first time they've shown it off in a way that is good and is substantial. In other trailers, we would typically see a focus on story. Now, the only other good trailer that I enjoyed was that I can enjoy, like, not within a vacuum, is the 2015 trailer, which has Xehanort and Ericus talking over a game of chess, and that kind of frames the entire thing, and they show off Olympus and Kingdom of Corona. That's a good trailer for the story stuff and showing off new environments, but from a gameplay perspective, it utterly fails, because it shows off a couple of spells, it shows off transformations, but it doesn't feel like someone's playing the game, especially when it comes to the regular bread and butter, which is the regular combat, the keyblade slashing, the slicing and dicing. Most of it, of what you see in the 2015 trailer, is Sora going around and doing regular sword slashes. However, in this trailer, we see Sora do way too many things that I had to do an entire analysis video to talk about it, activating a multitude of drive forms, executing high-level magic attacks, doing full combos both on the ground, in the air, special link attacks with Goofy. There are so many things going on with this trailer from a gameplay perspective. It's the first time that you feel that they sat someone down and they told them, I need you to play this, I need you to show off the combat, and they succeed so well with it. And it does a lot to the confidence of the game. Not only do you see the game running at a crystal clear and perfect 30 frames per second, but you also see the game just generally looking polished and finished when it comes to the lighting, when it comes to the combat, and you see all these abilities on display, which implies that they're very far along in their development. On top of that, you get confidence. The game exudes confidence because at the very end they promise another trailer revealing a new world with the silhouette of what could be a Keyblade transformation, and we only have to wait till the middle of July for this trailer. What does that mean? That means that Kingdom Hearts 3 is a lot farther along than many people suspected. Turns out 4 years of development did lead to something, and we're going to start seeing more and more news. The game that used to go without a trailer for 2 years is going without a trailer for 1 month. The game's coming out next year, and we're going to continue to get news for it. This E3 brought me this trailer, and it could have only brought me this trailer and I would have been satisfied. My most anticipated game that felt like it was too far away just got a hell of a lot closer, and a hell of a lot more exciting. And that's going to do it for my E3 coverage. Don't expect anything else unless some new trailers come out for other games I'm interested in. In that case, I may do a reaction or two, but overall, that's going to do it with my 5 games I enjoyed seeing the most from this E3. Honorable mentions to games like Mario Odyssey, and announcements such as Metroid Prime 4, as well as Monster Hunter World, and God of War having a new trailer. There was plenty of exciting things, but this video covered the 5 things I am the most excited for. Looking forward to getting back to normal Let's Play content soon over the next few days after I take a small little break. And yeah, I will see you guys later, and let me know what you think and what your favorite games were in the comments down below. See you guys later.